Matthew chapter 7, verse 21, Jesus says, "Not everyone who says to me, 'Lord, Lord,' will enter the kingdom of heaven, but he who does the will of my Father in heaven." So we know that just based off of that one verse, there's a contingency of who's going to be with God into eternity and who's not. And it's not based off of Christ working righteousness for you. Christ doesn't allude to that in any way, shape, or form in that passage in Matthew chapter 5, verse 20, unless your righteousness exceeds the righteousness of the scribes and Pharisees, you will by no means enter the kingdom. And so what was it that Jesus cited the Pharisees on? He said, do what they say, but don't do as they do, because they say and don't do. If you read like John chapter 8, it says, none of you guys, they obviously claimed Abraham as their father, but he says, none of you guys keep the law. So these people were not doers of the law. They were not doing this in faith towards God. There's a righteousness of faith that comes through obeying, even in the Old Testament, but it's a righteousness of faith, which would be according to your knowledge. God obviously still is not, is going to go off of what man knows, God's a just judge. He's not going to, hold something over somebody's head that they didn't know about. So, even with Zachariah and Elizabeth, it says they were walking in all the commandments of the Lord, blameless. They were, according to their knowledge, they were doing what they knew was right. And God acknowledged that and called them just or righteous for that fact. And so that's why we're going to see the Bible over and over and over affirms this idea of a practical righteousness. And the Old Testament does as well.